Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to have you here as always. So I'm using 4 colours, but I also get asked quite a lot, what size canvas do I prefer to work with? Well, as the years have gone on and I've evolved as an artist, I've found myself being drawn to larger canvases. I just feel that it gives me a larger space to work on and also allows me to add more than one technique to a painting. But today I'm working on a smaller canvas and it's going to be a challenge for me because I'm not used to working on smaller canvases. So that's going to be fun as well. So if you guys have got any tips for me that you'd like to share with others as well, let me know in the comments below. It might be about what you consider when you start a painting on a small canvas. So I'm going to take you down now so you can see the canvas size. I'll show you my colours and I'll talk about the technique that I'm going to use. I'm really excited for this, as always, and I just love to explore my own creativity, and I also love to hear what you're up to as well. If you want to share what you're up to and you want to share what creative projects you're currently doing, or maybe it's a technique that you're starting out yourself, then share them in the comments below. I know as a community, we love to hear about what everyone's up to. So, without further ado, and I always say it, so please join me in saying it too, let's see what we can create. So today I'm using a 12-inch square canvas. I've painted the sides. Looks black, it's not my normal black, it's actually a metallic black. And I just love the shimmer that black gives. I hope you can see it there. There we go. Can you see it there in the light, how it shimmers? So I'm going to use that as my edging. And then I've got 4 colours. So I've got my metallic black, I've got a blue, I've got a warm grey. That's a warm grey colour. And a Van Dyke brown. So I'm going to use all those 4 colours on this canvas. It's a smaller canvas that I'm used to, but I just want to see how well I can use the canvas, use the paints, and let's talk about that technique now. So you've seen the canvas, you've seen the colours, and now the reveal. So it's a marble. I'm going to use a marble. I'm going to puddle the paints on the canvas, use the marble to create some lines, and also allow the marble to go from one puddle to another to drag that paint from puddle to puddle to help to infuse those paints. So today is a puddle pour with a marble to create some lines and some block colour. I'm excited, let's go! So I'm just going to take each one of my colours, one by one, and put some small puddles of paint in the middle of the canvas. I'm just going to take my time. There's no kind of right or wrong way in terms of which colour needs to be beside another colour, but I would like to break up those browns, so I'll put that lighter grey in the middle of those and the blues around the edges. So again, I'm just going to take one colour at a time and place small puddles of paint in the middle of the canvas before we continue with the process. So the reason that I'm only puddling the paints in the middle and not going right to the outer edge is because I'm adding volume of paint onto the canvas. I'm going to be using a marble to move the marble from one puddle to another. And when I stretch that out, it's going to cover the full surface area. So I don't want to waste more paint than I need to. So it's really about having that focus in the middle. I'm just going to add a little bit more of the brown around the edge, and then I'm going to place my marble on top. And that white area, so that area that you can see that's still that surface area of the canvas, will be covered by the paint that I've puddled in the middle. Leaving that blank area will allow that volume of paint to move freely across those areas when I tilt, especially when I'm using the marble, and then after I've created the lines with the marble, it gives me room to look at my composition and really tilt that paint out across that surface area. So I've just popped the air bubbles, and I'm now going to place the marble in the middle, just on top of one of those puddles. And then it's about picking up the canvas and tilting the canvas from side to side. And the intention here is about moving that marble that you've just placed on your canvas across all the puddles of paint that you've just placed in the middle. So it's about moving that marble from one puddle to another, allowing that marble to drag that paint that's been puddled and create really nice lines. And as you can see here, it's creating those lines because I'm moving it from side to side, and it's dragging that paint as it goes, infusing those colours together and creating some lines. And then it's going to be about stretching out that design to really open up those lines that that marble has created. So here's a quick look at the lines that the marble's created. And when we stretch the canvas, when we stretch that paint across that surface area, it's really going to open up those lines. So you'll see more of those lines, and you'll also see the block colours. So I'm just going to add a little bit more paint now in those areas just to help the flow. Because when I look at the creation, I really like some of those lines that have been created by that marble, and I don't want to distort those lines too much. So now it's about pushing that paint across that full surface area of the canvas. And don't be in any rush to do that. Just take your time, allow that paint to glide slowly across that surface area, push it over the edges and to the corners, and then bring it back on itself to allow you to use that volume of paint that you've already got on your canvas to cover the full surface area in other areas that need that coverage. I really hope you're enjoying today's video. If you are, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and let me know what you think in the comments below. So I'm really happy with how this is taking shape, and I love the lines that have already opened up by us tilting that paint across the canvas. I'm just going to place my canvas back on the stands, and then I'm going to take you in for a closer look so you can see how those lines have really opened up by tilting from side to side. I'm just making sure that the canvas is fully balanced. And what I'll do now is people ask me how I take the drips off the sides. And all I do is I just take either a spatula or the end of a paintbrush, and I just run that along the edge, taking any excess drips off the side. And I do that so it doesn't pull the design that we've got from the top over the edges and down onto the table. By removing those drips, we'll minimize any further movement. So let me take you in now so you can have a look at those lines, at that block colour, and how that marble has created that really interesting pattern. I'll let this dry and then I'll take you in for a closer look at the dry version. So here we go, here's the dry version. It's dried a little bit darker than the wet version, but we expected that because of the colours that we were using, especially that Van Dyke brown and that blue. I'm really happy with the outcome, and I hope you like it too. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to try something like this. I'll leave you with some of the details, and don't forget, always expand that description box because I list lots of information in there, including the brands of paint that I use, the colours, and the ratios that I use for each creation. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate all of your support, and I hope I get to see you again in the next video. Have a great week, everyone. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.